here we go again. Pooch is after it. As you can see, I've got the old recycle emblem that Pooch is about ready to cut out on this here green vinyl. And he's going to be adding it to some shirts. It's for a recycle team. Nah, really, it's for our recycle team at our church. They only wanted 5 of them, so I said, sure, Pooch can handle that. But, as you can tell, I've got my emblem. I'm about to set her up to cut, and then we're going to get after cutting them. So y'all go ahead and sit tight, take a watch. Pooch is going to get after it. Yes, sir. And as usual, I got to cut out my vinyl so I can lay it on the old cutting mat and get after it. This is only going to be an 8x8, so let me get this sucker measured out, and then we'll get her on the cutter and we'll get to cutting. But like so, I'm just going to put her in the old cutter here, and I'm going to need 8 inches by 8 inches. So well, actually, I'm going to go 8.5 by 8.5. Put that sucker down right there. I'm going to make her 8. Or I say 8, 8.5. And I'm going to do the same over here, 8.5. Eight and a half square, which is going to cut out that recycle emblem. That's a pretty good size to put on a shirt. So anyway, let Pooch get after this, and then we'll get to cutting them. As you can tell, I took a 12-inch wide, and this was, well, it ain't now, but it was a 5-yard roll. Of course, I've had it for a while, so I didn't have to spend any money on buying any more vinyl. But I cut them down to the size I needed, which was an 8x8 on there, and I cut these down, like I said, to an 8x8 from a 12-inch. These are all leftovers. You don't want to throw your scrap away because you can reuse it. Who knows what other kind of project I might have where I could reuse this scrap stuff. That's a good thing. And it's always best to save all you can and reuse all you can, because that's where you make your profit. If you've already got stuff on hand and people want the color, good to go. Just like these here transfers I already got as well. Already got them. Same color pretty much. I'm going to use them. These didn't cost me a dime, and I didn't have to put any labor into it to make them. Already had them. So anyway, now that we got them cut, let's get them matted up and let's get them cut out on the machine. I don't know what it is about these mats, but you can keep them as clean as possible and get your vinyl laid down on it, as you can tell, and you're still going to have little specks of something. That kind of stuff drives me crazy, but never fails. But let's get her loaded up into the vinyl cutter. Well, alrighty. Let's get her loaded up in there, get her fed, let the thing register. I've got my design mirrored for vinyl cut. Let's get after it. Simple cut, simple design, shouldn't take it no time. I've only got 5 to do. Now the next thing we're going to check out is we're going to see how and make sure that the cuts came out right and good before we move on, to see if I might need to make some sort of adjustments of something. I doubt it, but you know, we got to make sure. We'll pull this out like so. We're just going to peel it off. This is pretty easy peeling. I like to use scissor, Easy Weed brand vinyl, which does make for an easy weed and an easy press. And I don't know if I've told you before, but this isn't one of my favorite things to do. Pretty doesn't mind it, but Pooch, it ain't his favorite chore. But being there's only a few of these, ain't no big deal. But look at there. I'm sure y'all could see that. That came out about the way I wanted it to, so let's get the other 4 cut. Have I ever told you how much Pooch hates weeding? He does, but there we go. And man, it wasn't all that bad, but it just ain't something Pooch likes to do. He don't mind doing vinyl, but man, does he hate doing the weeding part. But I got my 5 cutouts made. So now we're going to get to the pressing. So y'all go on, pull up a chair, grab you a cold snack, let Pooch heat the press up, and we'll knock these shirts out. And I'm going to be pressing them on these jersey style softball, baseball type shirts. And we're going to be putting those logos on the front, and I'll be placing this logo on the back. It'll be in the back between the shoulder blades on the back side. But let's get the press heated up and let's knock these suckers out. Yes, sir? Well, alrighty. Now we're going to get to pressing. We're going to press that recycling logo on these shirts, and we're going to press these here pathway logos on the back. Let's see here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 1 over here. 5. We only got 5, but that's all right. What we're doing is we're giving the customer what they want. So let's get after it. I'm going to run y'all through this because I know y'all have seen me press shirts before, but I'm going to run this through the old speed film. That way we can get done with it. Yes, sir? Now what we're gonna get on next is I gotta do the back of those shirts. In the back of those shirts, I'm gonna be putting this on the back between the shoulder blades. It's a small print, but it presses at a different temperature. So that first was a vinyl, which was a 305 15 seconds, 315 15 seconds. Peel hot. This second one is an Ultra Color Max, and it's a 345 Fahrenheit temp for 15 seconds as well, but it's a cold peel. So I've got to let it cool down before I can peel this transfer off. Now, being I'm doing this is because I cut the vinyl out of some extra vinyl I had, and I had these here transfers from another job. So that's the good part about this, is everything I'm using other than the shirts I had on hand already. So there was minimal, and I mean minimal expense putting out in order to make these shirts. Granted, they were 5. Sometimes it depends if I take a small run order like that, but being this was so simple, I had the material already. I got the shirts wholesale dirt cheap. Hey, it's a win-win situation. And all of this took me about an hour to do. Actually, less than an hour. So, go figure. Anyway, we're going to let this press heat up, and I'm going to get to knocking out the backs, and we'll be done with it. So, I'll be right back with you. Yes, sir. Well, alrighty. Now that I got these shirts cooled down, let's go ahead and peel those other transfers off and see how they look. They are cool, so we're going to take them, peel them just like so. Oh, come on. Alright, they look pretty good. We got our recycling emblem on there. And we also got our Pathway Church logo on there. Now these shirts are made for the recycle team. Everything around Pathway Church is recycled. From the cups to the bottles, paper, you name it, it's recycled. And that's what we all should do, is recycle. But, anyway, that was a quick one. We got it knocked out. Let's check out the rest and see where we go to next. Well, there won't be much of nothing else going on around this camp. Pooch got it all knocked out. Pooch is pretty tired. It's late in the evening. Everything's packed. Everything's ready for shipment. And Pooch needs to go horizontal. But it's ironic that Pooch made those recycle shirts tonight for the recycle team. And yet, he did the same thing. He recycled material that he already had, which helped him gain maximum profit on this little 5-shirt run. So that's why you save your leftover stuff. But anyway, Pooch is plumb tuckered, and Pooch is ready to hit the sack. So I hope you folks have a good evening. I hope you folks have a good day tomorrow. And we'll see you folks here pretty soon. So, anyway, just remember, everybody needs a friend named Pooch. And they call me Pooch. Yes, sir?